Hi, welcome back to Grazi. There's a stage of creating something that very few people ever get to see. It happens before the announcement, before the congratulations, before there is anything impressive enough to show. It's the part where the idea still looks ordinary. A document with a few paragraphs, a business with one customer, a notebook filled with crossed out sentences, a skill you're still learning, a plan that makes perfect sense to you and almost no sense to anyone else. There's no proof yet, only work. And I've grown very fond of that stage. There's something peaceful about working on something that doesn't need to be explained yet. No announcement, no need to convince anyone that it could work. You simply work on it. Another page, another hour, another attempt, another small improvement that nobody would notice unless they had seen yesterday's version. Have you ever had something you wanted to protect simply because it wasn't ready for other people's hands yet? An idea, a plan, a goal, something that felt almost fragile in the beginning. Not because you didn't believe in it, because it was still taking shape. There are things we can share while they're unfinished. And there are things that need a little privacy until they know what they are. I understand that much better now. There was a time when excitement made me want to talk. You have an idea, you tell someone. You make a plan, you tell someone. You decide to try something. And before you've taken the second step, people already have opinions. What if it doesn't work? Are you sure? Why don't you do this instead? Most of those questions come from people who care. I know that. But an unfinished idea can become difficult to hear when too many voices enter the room. So these days, I'm learning to let some things grow without an audience. And I love that. There's no pressure to make the beginning look impressive. No pressure to explain why the numbers are still small. No pressure to defend something that hasn't had enough time to prove itself. I can simply meet the work where it is. Messy, incomplete, promising, mine. That word matters to me. Before something becomes a result other people can see, there is a period when it belongs almost entirely to you. You know every mistake, every revision, every moment you nearly deleted the whole thing and started again. From the outside, they may see 5 sentences. Only you know what those 5 sentences cost. I've started thinking of this stage like the backstage of a theater. Eventually, the audience sees the lights, the performance, everything that looks finished. What they don't see are the rehearsals, the missed cues, the mistakes, the empty seats before the doors open. The hours when applause wasn't even possible because there was no audience yet. And still, the work mattered. Perhaps even more than. That's the part of building anything meaningful that fascinates me. The visible result is usually the shortest part of the story. Someone publishes a book. We see the book. We don't see the sentences they rewrote 12 times. Someone opens a business. We see the opening. We don't see the weeks when nobody bought anything. Someone becomes good at something. We see the skill. We don't see how many times they were willing to look like a beginner. By the time something looks effortless, effort has usually been there much longer than we have. And I want to remember that, especially when I look at someone else's result. Because it's so easy to arrive at the final scene and assume we know the whole story. He's lucky. He has support. He probably had the resources. Things must have been easier for her. And maybe some of those things are true. Support matters. Resources matter. Timing matters. But what we can see from a distance is rarely enough to explain how someone got there. We meet people at the part of the story where there is something to point at. They had to live through all the pages before it. Have you ever looked at someone's success and accidentally compared their finished work with your unfinished one? I have. And when you put it that way, it almost sounds unfair. Their opening night against your rehearsal, their published page against your first draft, their 100th attempt against your third. Of course, they look further ahead. You're standing in different parts of the process. That thought has made me gentler with beginnings. A beginning is allowed to look small. It's allowed to be awkward. It's allowed to have no applause. It's allowed to make one question whether anything is happening at all. I think about a seed beneath the soil. If we judged it only by what we could see above ground, we might think nothing was happening. But underneath, roots are forming. Roots don't perform. They don't ask whether anyone is impressed. They simply do the work required to hold what will eventually grow. So I want to ask you, would you still build if nobody could praise you yet? Would you still write if the first pages had no readers? Would you still learn if nobody knew you were practicing? Would you still create if you couldn't announce it? Because maybe there's another kind of freedom in building quietly. You get to experiment. You get to fail without feeling watched. You get to make something terrible and make it slightly less terrible tomorrow. You get to be a beginner in peace. And there is confidence in that. Not the loud kind. Sometimes confidence looks like opening the same file again tomorrow. Trying again. making one small improvement, trusting that small work has a way of accumulating while we're busy underestimating it. A page becomes 10, 10 becomes 50, one attempt teaches the next, and eventually someone sees the result and they ask, "When did you do all this?" You know the answer, while no one was looking. So if you're building something that nobody seems to notice yet, keep going. You don't need to pull the roots out of the ground just to prove that they're growing. Let them grow. Let them grow. Thank you for spending these moments with me. Take good care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next journal.